Someone asked me what I have to offer them. I mean, I'm funny and I have a fat ass. Like, what more can you want?
A dude in the comments said, I've gone back about a year in your videos and can't find any proof of that big butt. Is there a video coming? I'm not able to just take your word for it.
Okay, there's one question I will ask a guy on a date that tells me exactly who he is. And it kind of just started out as like a joke when I would ask guys this. And I just kind of came up with it, on my own. But now I think it actually like speaks to something really deep about a man. And I shared it with all my girlfriends, and now they ask guys the same question. I don't really care about your input, men. Like, we're not here for that. I'm just here to tell the girlies, ask a guy this on a date and find out who he is. And it's a scenario-based question, and he has 3 options he's got to choose from. The question you ask the man is, if we're sitting at a restaurant and I just take off running, no explanation, I just run from the table, what do you do? Do you A, run after me? B, do you call me and see if I come back and then just wait there? Or do you C, just leave? Cut your losses, you're like, well, she ran away, I guess I'm going home. Find out how he is going to respond to you. And like I said, I came up with it on my own and just thought it was like kind of funny to ask a guy that. But I think it actually kind of tells you how he's going to respond to chaotic situations, how he's going to respond to you. Is he protective? Is he loyal? What kind of man is he? So I want you to stitch this, ask a guy, and tell me what the response is.
A dude said, or D, I finish your fries and get the rest of your food to go. Go home happy that I dodged a bullet. You guys need to stop playing games. Men don't have the time, money, or resources to put up with this nonsense.
If you go out and you are receiving non-stop attention, you need to go home and change. You look cheap and you look easy. I'm gonna tell you the most counterintuitive thing you've ever heard. And I know, it makes no sense. But hear me out, hear me out. When you do go out with friends or on dates or whatever the case may be, and barely any men come up to you, few, once in a while, whatever, that's how you know you did it right. You need to look expensive. You need to look like, if you are going to approach me, am I in your price range? Because this hoo-ha ain't cheap. And here's a tip to do it. Pick one asset and show that. So it's either your butt, your legs, your back. Show no more than that. Men like a little mystery. If you show everything, what do they need you for? They can see every little curve on your body. They've seen it. What's to do? Pick one body part and accentuate that. So if you go out and you're feeling so good and every man at that bar is hitting on you, girl, go home. Nothing good will come of it. And the men who do hit on you are trash. You look easy as... I know that's harsh, but mommy's here to help you. I love you. Tip.
Yikes. This hoo-ha ain't free. Yikes. Always saying that? I can't even say, if you're selling it, just say that, because you just told me that you're selling it.
Okay, so I made a video about how you're not going to find your future man at Barney's Beanery or Tenants of the Trees, okay? And let me say, people in the comments were angry. A lot of them had to be filtered. TikTok filtered them because they were pretty heinous. Like, people saying, oh my God, all she's good for are her in Iraq. And, this is what I have to say to all those people. Thank you for telling me I know. And second, that I, have no substance or whatever. The key is, we don't chase, we attract. I never go up to a guy. I never go up to a girl. They come up to me, okay? And I think also with girls, it's different. Like, if I'm interested in a girl, like, it's kind of like a mutual thing where we look at each other and we talk to each other. But with guys, I am never going up to a guy. Like, be a man. Like, stop acting like a princess, okay? And this is all I'm gonna say. In any relationship I'm in, whether it's a queer one or it is, a straight one, I want to be the feminine energy. I need a masculine energy. Now, that doesn't mean I need you to look like a guy or be a guy or whatever. It's just you need to possess more of those masculine qualities. And One of those things is being you coming up to me. So for all the people getting mad in the comments who were men, it kind of shows that, I don't know what to say, you're sad and depressing, and I'm sorry women won't sleep with you just on the dot because, you know, you told them they looked pretty.
Well, it seems like this is kind of your persona. I think she said she was a singer. So if you're, you know, like they said, showing this type of stuff, you're actually objectifying yourself. So when you're not getting respect from men because you're not respecting yourself, you're going to wonder why. But we have clear evidence here as to why people wouldn't take you seriously other than to want to be intimate with you. I mean, I don't know why this is such a hard concept to understand.
There's a barrel. I have a joke. You came out on top. Lose your strategy. Put water in the barrel. Nice. Smith strategy. Ladies, ready. 3, 2, 1, go. Get in there. But whoa. It's on. I released the rope. You guys are going to tug. 3, 2, 1. Yo. 1. Pull. Slide. 3. I didn't like this. Pull. Go. 1. Pull. Slide. 30. Oh, it didn't work. Pull. Average Joe, take the W. What did we learn? Don't judge a book by its cover. Can we all hug? There's a lot of tension during today, and I just want to hug you guys. Come on and bring it in. Hey, sis. You've got stomachs for watching. No? What? Montana? Hold it.
And honestly, you can see towards the end there that at least for the little thing where they knocked each other outside the pit, once these guys got a bead on a strategy, they went straight to it. And that was the end of the story. Hey, I'm not going to do any of this pushing and pulling. I'm going to knock you straight out the circle. Period. End of story. Once again, we're seeing, and we'll probably see later on in this video, that too many times women think that men are just weak. They allow their emotions to take over and say anything and do anything to a man. Let this little friendly obstacle course or skills challenge be a reminder that men, if they decide to lock in on you, probably not going to be very nice.
It does not bother me like it bothers you females when my man tells me to do something. Whatever he says goes. That's just the bottom line for me. I don't care what you guys think. You're like, oh, you're acting like a pick-me. How am I acting like a pick-me if I'm already picked? And I'm going to stay picked because at the end of the day, I honor my man. I respect him. If he tells me not to post something, I'm not posting it. If he tells me not to do something, I'm not doing it. I'm not arguing about it. I'm not going back and forth about it. Because that's the man that I chose to protect me and to provide for me and to be there for me. So I trust his word. So when he says take that down, it's going to fall down. I'm not asking him why. His reasoning is his reasoning. And I'm trusting his reasoning on why he wants me to do something or not do something. So for y'all coming at me and saying all these weird things, it does not bother me that I respect my man. And the reason why he loves me the way he does is because he knows how I stand behind him. So I guess I am a pick-me. But he picked me in the foot.
Can we please put a time limit on bodies? I feel like a man that hit 10 years ago shouldn't be able to still claim that he hit me. And 10 year ago me, we're not the same person. We're not the same person. She's been gone a long time. You didn't hit this. You didn't hit this. The bar was in hell back then. There should be an expiration date, no?
A literal nightmare. A literal nightmare. I do not know how these women continue to talk about stupid stuff. I hope men are not falling for this type of nonsense. They're making up their own rules as they go along. Get the heck out of here.
A man with money is expected to share, but a woman with money is told she doesn't need a man. Same income, totally different rules. Let me explain before you get mad. In our culture, men are taught from day one that if they're not earning, they're failing. If they can't provide, they're not real men. If they don't pick up the check, they're broke or stingy. A man's value is often reduced to his financial output. Now flip the script. When women become successful, we don't expect them to carry anybody. In fact, we celebrate it as a form of freedom. Yes, queen, you're independent. She doesn't need a man. He's expected to provide, but she's expected to escape. Because if we really want partnership, then we need to stop placing all the financial burden on one side, while celebrating freedom on the other.
Nothing beats a Jet2 holiday. And right now, you can save £50 per person. That's £200 off for a family of 4. We've got millions of free child place holidays available with
Why'd you turn the comments off? Probably because you knew this was silly, and men, as they should have been, were going to be in your comments, checking you and holding you accountable. How come y'all just don't let people go on vacation? How come y'all just don't leave people alone when you need to leave people alone? You guys continue to live a miserable existence. Ain't nobody bothering you. Anyways, you guys, find some business.
Unpopular opinion about black women not want to be spoken to by black men in the grocery store. I guess I'll have to be the odd one out, call me a pick-me or whatever, but me, myself, I would have just said hello and keep it moving. I understand that some people don't want to be bothered and it's a defense mechanism, but me, myself, I would just say hello and that's it. I don't want to be associated with the fact they think black women all got attitudes and we just got a chip on our shoulder. Not too long ago, y'all was saying black men don't protect us when we're in danger. Now they really not going to protect us now because they going to remember, oh, they said leave them alone. They don't want to be bothered. So which one is it? Y'all going to have to choose.
Recently, I matched with a doctor on a dating app. And I was just like, I said, what do you do? He's like, I'm a doctor. And he was just like, I was like, okay, so what's your goals? And he was just like, oh, no, I kind of blocked you because, like, what do you mean what's my goals? Is a doctor not enough? I don't want somebody who's content with where they are. Being a doctor is amazing. I understand what you guys go through to get there, but why can't you want more?
The fact that she's looking around, she's looking down, up, to the side, lets you know that she's really thinking about this. This is something that she's trying to process. It's not a joke. I don't see a smirk anywhere. I don't see that's a joke. Oh man, I'm just playing around. A doctor's fine. I would love to have a doctor. He's making a pretty good amount of money. This is a good, upstanding man. Great citizen. Would love to see how this goes. Would love to meet him for dinner. Beloved, you're sitting up here in this man's face talking about how he's not ambitious enough. After 12, 15, 16 years of school? He's not ambitious enough? And I'm talking about school after you get out of high school. He's not ambitious enough. Where do they come up with this stuff? Do they be driving down the road in their car? Sitting in the line at Chick-fil-A? Walking the aisles at Target thinking of this foolishness? Like, where is this coming from? It can't be from binging a Netflix show with popcorn in your hand. It can't be. You need to be focused on the movie. It can't be when you're on the beach reading a book, because you should be reading a book. Focused, sitting out getting a tan. How are we thinking about this foolishness and then getting on the internet and saying it? How are we comfortable doing that? How are we comfortable doing it? How?
Do you think a man should ever tell a female how to dress?
What I've seen here tonight? Hell yeah. Hell no. Hell no. Hell yeah. Why'd you say that? Because would you wear that to church? I do. I go to church in my living room. God damn it, I wear what I want. But in a brick and mortar? Hell no. Hell no. So yeah, you do tell a woman what she need to be wearing when she leave the house. Just saying. I just saying.
What?
Ain't no man telling me what to put on, and I'm married.
I used to get into a lot of physical altercations with young men in my high school days. And I got away with it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got away with it. They would piss me off. They would say the wrong thing. They would bother me, whatever. And I would get to using these hands. And I remember there was a football player who pissed me off so bad and was making fun of me. And when I tell you, I went up to him and I grabbed his textbook and I hit him in the face with his own textbook. And I'm not proud of it. I'm not pleased. However, the restraint that he had, and I'm grateful, because he was a football player in high school. And I'm only 5'2", okay? Could barely run and passed them little fitness tests that we used to take in high school. That was a thing I was doing in high school. I was so angry and I had like this visceral hate for men in high school because of many different things. I have explained on this page that I am a survivor of many things. And it showed when I was in high school. I was always very angry. I was very cold. I was very distant. I isolated myself. So Men were a huge trigger. One day when I was still in high school, I think I might have been 17, getting ready to leave for undergrad. My mother and my brother got into some verbal altercation, verbal spat, and he was calling her all types of things. She was calling him all types of shit. It was just disrespectful. And here goes that trigger. And here I go trying to find myself to defend my mom. Even though my mom was in the wrong, right? And my brother was telling me, yo, back up. Like, back up, stay out of it. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Mind your business, right? Why you taking up for her? Because in my mind, I'm like, you're a young man. You should never talk to a woman like that. You should never say anything. And in his defense, right, he was like, so y'all get to just say whatever y'all want to me. Y'all get to call me, you know, at the time we were still labeling people as the R word, right? Things like that. And he's like, y'all get to say that. You get to say I have these mental illness and y'all get to, right? And he was right? Like, you don't get to use people's mental illness and things against them when you're angry, and then you expect them to just be like, well, I'm a man, so I'm not gonna, defend myself, right? He was correct in that moment. But of course, I don't know any better.
She actually did know better. I think what she means to say is that my emotions were out of control, and I was used to. I knew they were going to be out of control. I knew I was triggered, but I was used to getting away with putting my hands on other people, and they would just let it happen. I get it. I get it. I learned a lesson very quickly. I think somebody was, kind of picking on me, right? And I finally decided I would hit him with a Power Ranger kick or something like that. And they backed up. So that gave me some pride and confidence and some boldness and courage that I could do the same thing to the next person. Unfortunately for me, the next person was probably 2 times my size, right? And probably 4 or 5 years older than I was, I'll probably say, maybe. And then I tried to do that to them. And he just kind of looked at me and laughed. And he said to my older brother, he said, hey man, come get your brother. He showed restraint. See, I knew, but I thought, you know what? I can get away with it because I can get so angry and nothing can overpower my anger. Let's continue.
I don't know any better. All I see is you're a man. You're talking to our mother this type of way. No. And he kept on saying, back up. Don't get in my face. Mind your business, right? And I in my mind, I'm like, trigger, trigger, trigger. So I learned my lesson that day because I got up in his face. And my brother I'm the 5'2". My brother and my sister, I'm older. They got the height. My sister might be about 5'8", 5'9". My brother's close to 6 feet tall. I didn't get height at all. I'm only 5'2". And, he was doing a lot of weights and, he's a big dude, right? And before I knew it, after he had asked on numerous occasions to stop and leave him alone and don't get in his face and all these things, and here I am, just defend mommy, and you can't do this and you shouldn't do that, right? Because that's all I knew. Before I knew it, my brother had his hands around my neck. And I remember swinging and trying my all to just get him off me. And it just wasn't working. And my mother was the one that was like, get off of her. Like at that point, we were like, get off of her. Get your hands from around her neck. I say all this to say that after that day, I never got in a man's face. My brother taught me a huge lesson that day. And, I was very hurt, of course, because I was like, I can't believe my brother would do this. But the truth is that my brother didn't see sister at the time. My brother saw enemy. My brother got to the point where it was like, well, like y'all are attacking me clearly, right? You're pushing a button and you pushed the right one. Sister, mother, friend, daughter, cousin, what? It completely went over his head. And he was like, well, it's not correct. It's not correct at all. But why I'm telling this story is because the strength of a man is not one that I think women should be out here just testing.
And this is what women are actually doing in marriages across not just the United States, but the globe. They're testing a man's strength. They're pushing his buttons. They're using their words, thinking, oh, these words don't mean anything. They're just words. I mean, he still can't touch me because he'll be seen as a terrible person in society. But, you know, even if he can, I'm so angry. Men learn this very clearly growing up. You need to control your anger. If you don't, bad things will happen. Period. End of story. Men actually go to jail for anger. Women don't seem to have that same consequence. So this, like you said, is a great lesson. And I'm glad. Thank you, by the way. I don't think I said it yet. For taking accountability and say, man, I shouldn't have done that. I learned that day. And ever since then, I've stayed out of a man's face. Modern women continue to back men in a corner, not just in things like this, but in dating, in relationships. They say things, they do things at spare minimum. The bar is in hell. And all that other nonsense, you need to be a provider man. And a man is consistently and constantly stating his case, begging, I can't do it. I would love to take you out, but I cannot afford this. This is too expensive. Only to get ridiculed, only to be bombarded with insults. What was that thing that Kevin Samuels said? Shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. You're backing a man in the corner, and once a man gets tired of it, it's going to be some trouble.
Up and down our timeline, we are taught all types of things, right? The misandrist, men ain't this and men ain't that, on top of whatever your household is teaching you. You can believe what you want. But I learned, and I think it is going to be important for women to understand, that men are physically stronger than us. I know we have our Olympic gymnasts and heavyweight champs and all that, and that's great. We're not one of them. Okay? The average woman is not out here on her Clarissa Shields, and even she wouldn't survive in a ring with Tyson or something like that, right? And granted, most men don't have the strength or the agility of Tyson, but they're physically stronger than us. And we have to recognize that. When I got on here and I was telling folks that what comes out of our mouths and, you know, what we say can bring in life and or death, figuratively or literally, to our spaces, to our communities, to ourselves. People were in the comments talking about, I'm always defend myself, feminism, and all that's great. No one is saying that you don't speak up for yourself. No one is saying that you don't, you know, you just allow a man to just speak to you and treat you any old type of way. No one is saying that. But what I'm saying is that lady that is now passed on, and I believe her husband is now passed on too, they both should still be here. And that altercation that they got into, or what had happened, and then he did what he did on that live stream, and now she's no longer here with us. It just really is it's a cautionary tale, and it's a reminder to women. We don't need to be out here getting to the point where we are pushing men. We are pushing that button because we're so angry. You don't know what's going to trigger and set that man off. And just because a man shouldn't put his hands on a woman doesn't mean he won't. And it doesn't mean they don't, because we know that they do. We know this. This is always going to be the thing that's protecting us and our intuition. At the end of the day, we can't control what these men do. We can only control ourselves. Me, I'm never getting into a heated dispute with no man. I don't have to prove, I don't have nothing to prove. Because you don't know if that man is crazy. You don't know what's about to be that man's thing that's like, I'm done. I'm off my rocker. Right? And I don't want to know. I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out. I love my life too much to want to find out. I don't test my partner. When my partner says, I don't want to talk, you got it. Go take your space. Go do your walk. Because what I'm not about to be is an emotional punching bag or a physical one. And I just think more women really have to understand. You don't have to like that. You don't have to, it's not going to feel good. But it's not feminism to be like, I'm going to just buck up and say whatever I want. Your life could very much so be on the line. And we know that men shouldn't do it. But it's not like they don't. And I just think more women need to be more careful to not frown and find out. And this is not no victim blaming, none of that. Don't get that twisted. But what I am saying is more women need to be love your life a little bit harder. These men ain't worth that.